Hey, everybody who's already tuned in. Thanks for coming. We're going to get started in about another minute. We just want to make sure everyone has a chance to join us so that they don't miss anything. All right. Well, good afternoon or evening, depending on where you are. Welcome to our MMC Online Town Hall. We have some fabulous members of your leadership team here tonight. We're going to go around and let everyone introduce themselves so that you can put a name to the face. Pierre, you good with us starting with you?
Sure. My name is Pierre Singfield. I'm the Senior Director of Admissions here at Miller-Motte College Online Programs. I have the pleasure of supporting all the incoming students or prospects as they go towards their career goals. So super excited to be doing this for now 8 years. And I look forward to, of course, continuing to support others as they come in.
Fantastic. Kelly, you want to go next?
Sure. My name is Kelly Washington. I am the Senior Director of Online Education. And what that means to you is that I take care of the student services team. So, those advisors that work with you from the time you're enrolled until the time you graduate. I work with your registrar team. So, all of the folks that take care of your records, evaluate your transcripts, make sure that your grades are all entered appropriately. And then finally, our academic team, which is the instructors and the program directors that make sure that all of the information that you're receiving is delivered to you appropriately and you're being trained for the career that you came here to pursue. So I'm really excited to chat with you all as we go through the evening. Thank you.
Awesome. Over to Jeffrey.
Hello, everyone. So I'm Jeffrey Williams. I'm the director of career services. So I work with, like Kelly said, those wonderful advisors, but on the career services side. So once you begin your program, you hear from my team, and then from there we work with academics, student services. We work with them to make sure that you're properly credentialed. We make sure that you get every proper training because it's a spectacular team of instructors and program directors and student service advisors. And then you go over to our career services advisors and we work with you. We work with work with partnerships or different businesses and every field that you all work in. And we make sure that, and we even host events, virtual fairs, or what have you, even on the ground level and on the online level. We make sure that we supplement these things and make sure you're properly prepared to work and get gainful employment. And we love doing that and getting your resume together.
Wonderful. And finally, Amy.
Hi, my name is Amy Deaton, and I'm the manager for online front end financial services. So our team is the one that helped you get enrolled through your financial aid portion, and then off you go and continue your education with our continuing team. So I'll be happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Awesome. My name is Amanda Neff, and I am just here to be your host tonight. That is all you really need to know about me. So we're going to get started with some questions. We sent out a survey to all the students to ask what kinds of things you wanted to know from your leadership team. And thank you to everyone who responded. We're going to start off with those. If you're kicking yourself right now because you forgot to do the survey or you never got the email, don't worry. You can just drop your questions into the chat. And once we get through our initial list, we will go to the chat and grab some questions from there. So let's get started. Our first question was from Terrence. And they ask, why does a discussion post count as attendance? Kelly, I think
That
you have
is
an answer for this one.
You bet. And that's an outstanding question, and not one that we have never been asked before. So I always try to relate online classrooms to what it's like being in a ground classroom, because we've all been there. We all know what that's like. So when you're in your classroom on the ground, you're able to communicate with your instructor and with your peers verbally, and everybody knows you're there. You're able to interact with folks that way. Well, online, because we want you to be able to do this any time of day or night, we don't take live attendance. We take attendance by the work that you submit inside your classroom. And so just like you would have a discussion with your peers and your instructor on or in a classroom on ground, that's what the discussion post and the discussion board is supposed to mimic. So when you post to the discussion board, that's your way of saying, hi, it's me. I'm Terrence. I'm here. This is what I've learned about this topic. Here are my opinions. And then that gives something, obviously, for your classmates to respond to so that they can do the same thing. So believe me, everybody, we know that you're busy and you've got a lot to do. And that's one of the reasons why the discussion board takes the place of that live attendance where you would have to be at a certain place at a certain time. So I hope that helps. But if there are additional questions that you have in addition to that, please don't hesitate to put it in the chat.
All right. Excellent. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Let's move forward. Question from Melody. Will there be any study groups for students that are needing help with assignments? So again, I think that goes to you, Kelly.
You bet. So there are a couple of things, current state. But I'm going to tell you that this question right here got my wheels spinning on some other things that we can do to help y'all out. Currently, what we have is what's called group tutoring. It's in the evening. It's with an instructor, and it covers various topics that we notice that students seem to struggle with. So right now, we just launched one that is for writing and for the use of AI, because we noticed that a lot of students are, wanting to use AI, but might not know the right way to do it. And so with these group tutoring sessions, everybody can get their questions asked. You're also able to hear the answers to other people's questions. And so that's one way. We also have the ability for you to request an individual tutor if you wanted to do that. That would be you with a one-on-one instructor that would be able to answer your questions. With regard to the student, like any study groups, I just have to say that I think that that's a great idea that I'm taking back to my program directors to start putting together and maybe get some student leaders in place that would be willing to lead some of those study groups. And so if you're interested in that, if you're out there, definitely don't hesitate to let your student advisor know, or even leave a message in the chat and I can reach out to you to talk more about that. So when we do launch something like that, we'll make sure that all of our students are aware. So read your announcements.
If they were interested in those group ones like that AI and the writing one that you mentioned, those sound interesting, who should they reach out to? Is it their advisor?
Yes, their advisor, or they can reach out to their instructor. The instructors all have that same information with the links and the times and everything the students will need.
Fantastic. All right. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Let's see what's up next. We have a question from Henry. How does earning a certification make me more marketable when applying for jobs in IT? So, this is especially for IT students. I know it applies to others. Does it help in other industries too? And I believe Jeffrey.
Okay. This so I assume when you say under industries, maybe other programs. So I'll touch on that. But as far as IT, so while there are jobs and employability in IT without having a certification, it does boost your employability. So it shows employers that you have specialized knowledge and it shows you have hands-on skills. It's one thing to learn theory, learn the knowledge in a book or through instruction. It's another to actually have a certified, accredited exam such as CompTIA that is world renowned and known. And so when students get this credential, it not only validates your skills, but it sets you apart from others. If there's 100 people that apply to a job and only 16 of them have a certification, neither do the math. And then further, it supports some of your career flexibility. So it opens doors, not just in IT, but if you've done health information technology, or you've even come from other industries and there's transferable skills, you could do it that way as well. And then with that, it continues to build. So for example, you could start at A+, go to Network Plus, Security Plus. You could start with Security Plus. You could do Security Plus and later get your CYSA Plus. I don't want to sit here saying all the alphabet, but you all get it. So speak with your career services advisor, and I believe it's Penny for IT. She'll show you the chart, but it'll make you way, way more marketable. How it'll help in billing coding. For example, electronic health records, having the NHA, you'll understand data privacy and compliance. That's really important in the age of AI and a lot of personal information, FERPA and stuff getting leaked, HIPAA laws, billing software proficiency. It shows that you're able to not only utilize technology, but it has the certification show you have the exact skills. So some of the things you go over in class, like Metasoft or Practice Fusion, some of the ones that are very marketable out there. And of course, finally, something you all want to hear, it shows remote work readiness. So they know that you will not have issues. And then finally, one more I will hit. I'm sorry, it's a long answer, but I want to hit all the industries. Farm tech, not just inventory and label management, but patient data management. Again, this all goes hand in hand. So knowing that you have proficiency with the computers, you have tech works, you have databases, electronic RX tools. It just shows that you're adaptable to be able to learn any type of technology. So it'll not only help you gain further leverage in your career, but you can even switch careers. So if you go from one program in associates and then do a bachelor program in health IT or something, guess what? You're even more marketable because you could do the health side as well.
Awesome. So it's just taking it all to the next level.
There you go.
And tying it back, I mean, if there are enough people who are interested in a specific certification for IT, then we can maybe get a group together that would be able to study and get ready for that certification together.
There's an awesome program director. I'm not going to take Kelly's shine, but really nice guy that runs the IT program here. So knowledgeable. So you're in good hands.
That's awesome. And the great news is that with all of those programs that Jeffrey just mentioned, whether it's IT or cyber, if you're looking at medical billing and coding or health information technology, farm tech, all of those pieces, your first shot at that certification exam is on us when you're enrolled as a student. And so not only will you get to take the exam, but the cool part is that the prep for the exam is already built into your program. So, when you're thinking about like, oh, what Jeffrey said just makes so much sense. I want to be one of those people with that certification. The best part is that you're already in the right place because the prep is already built in, as well as, you getting to sit for that exam and us being there to cheer you on and support you along the way as well.
Love it. Awesome. All right, let's see what's up next. We have from Shanika, does Miller-Motte offer any other deals with banks besides Bank Mobile? And I believe that'll take us to Amy.
Okay, so miller-motte only works with Bank Mobile, but if you have your own checking account, you can choose to have the funds go direct deposit into your own checking account. That is an option.
Awesome. So there is some flexibility there.
Mm-hmm.
And that would just, if someone has a particular question about that, they should speak to their financial services.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Direct the question over to your financial aid officer.
Perfect. Well, that was an easy one. All right, let's try another one. This is from Misha. Are there benefits for referring friends and family? And I know we have a special slide to help answer this one as well. And I think that one goes to Pierre.
Yes, hello everyone. So, when it comes to referring friends and family, we first off thank you for considering us. The win in this is one, we are going to of course provide you with swag, as we like to call it. We have an Encore, or excuse me, Miller-Motte polo. In this case, there's a sweater on the screen that you'll have a chance to receive, as well as the person that you're referring. Now, as we kind of move forward, the other benefit in referring a friend, study buddy. We like to always consider, someone that you guys kind of going towards that goal, right? And that's to, of course, graduate. But there may be classes that you might be in, same program, things of that nature, where there's a benefit as well. But once again, we want to provide you with some swagger, some Miller-Motte spirit, so that you can share amongst as you're walking throughout your day. So it's pretty cool. If you would like to have more information, feel free to scan that, uh, or we could share with you.
Yeah, we will be sending out an email just like we always do tomorrow or possibly the next day, but it'll be coming to you and it'll have this information in there as well. So don't freak out if you're like, I'm watching this on my phone, I can't scan it. Don't worry, you will have your opportunity. Awesome. All right. Now this one's exciting. We had two different questions on it from Pamela and Shanita. What is the date for graduation? Will there be an in-person graduation? And what are those details? And again, we
So
have
the
some info.
short answer is yes to all of that. So graduation, virtual graduation, that will include all of our online graduates from January until July of this year, 2025, will take place on September 13th, 2025. So you will be receiving additional communication actually within the next few days that is going to lead you to a link where you are able to upload a video, a photo, a message, whether it's to future graduates or to your family and friends, so that virtual graduation is personal to you. If you don't do that, don't worry. We're still going to announce your name and make sure that your honors are announced and all of those good things, but you just won't have that extra flair. The other piece about walking at a ground graduation, there are several campuses Miller-Motte campuses that also have graduation ceremonies. And so the online students that are able to get to one of those ground campuses are always welcome with open arms to be a part of that ceremony and to be honored with your peers that attended a ground campus. So if you notice on the slide that Amanda is sharing, there is a website, a QR code, whatever is easier for you, where there is additional information and greater detail about the graduation ceremonies, both online and ground.
Awesome. And the email that they get to upload their stuff, that's coming from Stage Clip, right? So in their email box, it's going to say from Stage Clip, not from Miller-Motte.
It will say right? Virtual graduation at miller-motte.edu. So we have at least our domain is coming through, so y'all will recognize that it's us.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah.
So that's exciting stuff. Again, this will be in the email tomorrow. So if you're if you don't have a pen, if you're like driving and listening in your car, all this will be coming out to you because you don't want to miss your graduation. That's what we're working toward. All right.
Yes.
Let's go on. From Natalie, when I finish my diploma program, kudos on that. What options are there for me to upskill for a higher degree? Natalie has ambition. All right. And Pierre, I think this goes back to you.
Yes. So, Natalie, wonderful question, right? We have several opportunities for individuals to upskill, whether it's a diploma, an associate's degree, or a bachelor's degree. We want to support our graduates in leveling up, right? Depending on your career path or your career goals, there are alumni discounts for our students to be able to help decrease that cost, as well as we'll take a look at transfer credits. Now, once again, I can't guarantee transfer credits, but we do an evaluation to determine how many credits would transfer in. Say you're a student that took college credit somewhere else, and then you got a diploma degree with us. We'll review those credits that you had elsewhere for us to then take a look at the program of interest. Now, say you're in medical billing and coding, and you're looking to go back to school for health information technology, right? And you want to kind of look at that career path. There could be a case where you may only need 20 credits, so that short cycle or short time frame to be able to just look at our general education classes to be able to get that associate's degree could be an option for you. And say you're looking to just go into a bachelor's degree, right? You're an IT graduate. I know we talked about IT earlier, right? You have your certifications and you're interested in saying, okay, I want to level up and I want to be more specific in my bachelor's degree, right? So whatever that career path is for you, right? We have advisors looking to just sit down and identify your needs, your wants, find out your motivations to be able to align your career path. And I think the biggest benefit is that we pride ourselves with supporting our alumni. And there are some alumni discounts that we love to talk to you about. Some include up to 35%. So there's a lot that we have for our graduates. And once again, we want to support you. So take a look at the programs that we have on the screen. It is a large variety. So we want to make sure we can support you across the board.
Yeah. I'll say as an outsider, I've looked at how things transfer. I've been involved in some of that. It's incredible, some of the programs, how well they connect to one that's a little higher up. And so you'll be like, yes, I finished my program. And then if you do just a little bit more, you can have another degree, like a full degree. So it's absolutely, if you're like, this is, I know that this is what I want to do. I want to be as competitive as I can be once I get into the marketplace. Talk to your advisor. It's worth the chat just to know what your options are.
Amanda,
because there's some
Amanda,
really great
just to just chime in if it's okay with you, because you just mentioned something
Always.
I think is
Yeah.
very important. Several of you are graduating and you're looking to connect with Jeffrey and his team in career services, and you want to find that career goal, right, or career job. There's going to be a process of course, reviewing applications, and say you get on the job that you want. That's the benefit. And then you see something that, hey, that's a job I would like to apply for, but it's requiring me to skill up, to get a bachelor's degree, whatever that case may be. We have students that look to go right back into their education and level up in their degree field. Or you may be that person to say, hey, I want to go and I want to find my career job, get my, get comfortable and then skill up, right? So depending on your case, as Amanda mentioned, we would love to just kind of chat with you to find out what's best so we can support your goals.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. I think we're that's the end of the pre-sent in questions. So now we get to turn over to the chat. So hopefully you guys have been chatting it up. And we will have some questions from you guys, things that you've been wondering that you want to know more about. This is your opportunity. We have these fabulous people here. So what are our questions? What do we have? Let's see. There's no questions. No questions yet. They're thinking. I think that's what it is. They have a lot to process. Well, while we wait, does anyone, this is also your chance, guys. If you have something that you've been like want to make sure you get something out there. Anything else you wanted to add?
You know, Amanda, I wanted to just kind of circle back to the refer a friend, right? And we talk about just what that process looks like. I know sometimes what do we get for referring someone, right? And we can say, hey, it's swagger, it's some gear, you have a sweater or a polo. But I think when you really just kind of look at it, right, who's in your position, right? Who's sitting in your seat prior to you, of course, going into your career path? What did that feel like, right? When you're like, which direction should I go? I want a better job, or I want a career, right? And if we actually like sit down and think about putting ourselves back where we used to be, who else do we know that felt like that, right? We know what it feels like. And if you could just, lend a hand and say, hey, I know someone, they helped me, I want to recommend you. I think that's kind of the biggest deal. What I want to get at is we really care about supporting not just you, but your friends, your family. And it's not about us, enrolling. It's about just having a conversation with them to point them in the right directions, because we do this on a day-to-day basis. And we really just kind of pride ourselves on supporting, not just you once again, but your friends and your family. So if you know someone, which we all probably know someone, I know I do, feel free to just let us know, and we'll reach out just to have a conversation.
Yeah, and that'd be really awesome too, to have that kind of support, that because with online schooling, it is a little bit more, I'm not going to say lonely, but you don't have that same in-person effect. But if you have someone who you know in your life who can be there with you, doing it with you, it's like having a workout buddy for the gym, that accountability factor, someone to keep encouraging you. That could be really awesome. Oh, we got a question. Sorry, that's exciting. All right. I'm going to say this wrong, and I apologize. Whitina, maybe? All right. I finished class in August 2025. Will there be a graduation? That's right, because we said from January to July is the September one. So what about those in August?
Great question. So you'll actually be the first group in the next graduation that will take place in the spring. So we'll have another virtual graduation that will capture everybody from August to December, and usually that takes place the end of February, beginning of March. But absolutely, we want to make sure that we're recognizing everyone, and that is super close. So congratulations. We're really excited for you.
You're not going to get forgotten. Don't worry. We're going to have that celebration for sure. Yeah. All right. Well, I don't see any other questions. Anyone else in our group want to talk about anything before we close this up? We might have a short session tonight.
Might be. I was just going to say, maybe we could go around and give a piece of advice to our students. If they're watching live, or if they end up watching the recording, they'll have a little piece. And I think if there is something from me that I could say to all of the students, if I had a chance, I would say communication is so important. We know that folks don't always want to talk on the phone, and that's okay. We can text with you. We can email with you. We can face-to-face with you if you want to really, if we really, really want to communicate. But I just think that it's so important for students to know that we do want to hear from you. We want to know how you're doing. We will reach out for sure. But anything that you can let us know as well is always so important and helpful. And with that communication, reading your announcements, man, so critical. And the cool part is many of your instructors now are doing video announcements. So you'll be able to kind of get a feel for what the class is going to be like that week. Sometimes see your instructor just so that there's an actual human behind the screen, that's reading your emails and grading your discussion posts and all of those kinds of things. So communication is key, and read your announcements. Those are my two biggest pieces of advice to our students.
Love that. All right. Who wants to go next? Oh, you're going to make me pick? All right. How about Jeffrey? Jeffrey, what you got?
I got you. Wait, I'm gonna I play. So that's mine. You make me follow Kelly. That was so powerful.
I know.
Um, I guess what I could say is the key to getting hired isn't just in what you know, but it's in how well you communicate. Communicate your value across every touch point. So you can start with the resume, you could do your LinkedIn, but it's your email, it's every mock interview, it's even in your classroom interaction as part as the job application. Because what you're doing, even in the asynchronous model, you're having discussion boards, you're learning, you're taking it in. So show up like the role is already yours. So when you have, whether it's a Zoom interview, in person, a phone screen, remember the career services team, your instructors, even your peers are part of your network. So if you engage with all your departments like you're already a professional in the field, opportunities will start finding you just as much you're finding them.
I love
Does
that.
it make sense? Yeah. So
Yeah. Yeah. And thinking back, I remember we had our resume building workshop not too long ago, a few months ago now. And I remember you talking about it was time to start building their resume sometime around graduation, before graduation, right? So some of you out there, if you're getting close thinking about graduation, hopefully you have started building that resume to get yourself prepared.
So we ask for it up front just to see where you're at and your background, what have you. And then when you get to that point, we'll not only get it ready for you, but we'll get you applying to jobs before you're done.
I love that. So. All right. Who wants to go next?
I guess I'll go next. My thing is for financial aid. When you did start, financial aid is a continuing process. So just remember that there are new award years that you need to keep up on, and making sure that you get your new FAFSAs completed so you don't put any delay on your new funding coming in for your next term. So speaking of that, July also is a new award year, so make sure that you do go in and complete the 25-26 FAFSA so your awards aren't delayed. And then also, once you graduate, just staying on top of going to the FSAI sites, or FSA sites, and that's the studentaid.gov sites, that you just stay on top of that so you know when you're done with school, yes, your funding does go into a repayment status, so you're not just shocked of, oh, I have to start repaying now. So just make sure that you stay on top of that.
Fantastic. Love that. All right, Pierre, take us home. What advice do you have?
All right. When you look at just kind of advice that I would give any incoming student or current student, is always going to be is, what are my goals, and how am I kind of pressing towards those, right? So I always encourage people to just kind of map things out, know what you want, and go after it, and always use that as a reminder. Where were you at when you first started, and just kind of seeing how far you've came. Because I know sometimes when you're in it, man, I feel like it's just taking forever. When you look back, you're 6 months through your program, right? So there's always ways to say, have optimism. There's always ways that you kind of reflect, right? And I think it kind of helps encourage you and motivate you to kind of finish, right? I've been in that position. I've sat in my garage where I'm like, I don't have an office and I'm trying to go to school while I have 4 kids screaming in the background, right? I get it, I understand, but being able to identify, how far you've came and what you've kind of the work you've put in, that you're built for this, that you can do it, and you have a goal in mind. So that's what I would encourage any individual.
Fantastic. Well, I think this has been a super informative night. Thank you to everyone who tuned in, and to those who are going to tune in the future in playback mode. Thank you so much to the 4 of you for being here and sharing all this knowledge. Hopefully everyone is able to take something away. And I think that is it for tonight. So
awesome.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Bye.